And they were very concerned. They thought, and I said, well, you have to figure out which one's really me and which one I faked. So you guys figure that one out. And it was kind of fun. And then here's the sad or scary, I don't know, scary, sad, whatever. My counselor, I think she was so enamored by me, like she said we had to go separate ways because it was going to become inappropriate because she had a major crush on me. And I was just like, bro, stop. And I'm like, I'm married. You can't, I mean, I'm not, I was, but I really wasn't because my wife had left me. But so it was just really, to me, I enjoyed it because it was, can I say it? Was it like a game? Because it was, I mean, I had fun with it, you know? I wanted to know more about myself and find and dive into it. But I also knew enough about myself that I could make this test do whatever I said it could do. Mm-hmm. And I just, you know, it was, but I told my mom, and she's like, but you've been that way all your life. She goes, you can manipulate anything you want. You don't choose to. She goes, unless you do. And then we know you're doing it because you become a master at it. And she's like, my parents knew me too well. And they actually at one point said that they were, my dad, when he was on his deathbed, I was talking to him, and he said, you know why your mom and I let you get away with a lot of stuff when you were a teenager? I said, why? My dad goes, because we were scared of you because you're freaking crazy. I was like, stop. So I was terrified of my parents.
So they were aware of the predispositions, and they were aware that you just decided not to act on them, it sounds like.
I was actually scared of I wasn't scared of I had respect for my parents, so I would have never have done anything. I grew up in a very, very conservative Christian home. My dad was from Ukraine, or his parents, he was first generation American. My mom was from Italy. She was second generation American. And they weren't strict. They were the most loving people on the planet. But we had boundaries. We knew everything was, and I respected it. You know, it was good structure. It's why, you know, in the military was phenomenal, and police was everything like that. That structure is always really good for me. I enjoy it, but I get bored out of my mind way easy. I need to be challenged. I mean, that's why I think I got into sales, because to me, sales is a very challenging thing until you know how to really read people, communicate, and build rapport and relationships. And I'm a chameleon when it comes to that. If I see somebody, I can become who they are and what they are, just so we can get that common ground going and there's no awkwardness. Other than, and this is my
so I just
kryptonite.
Want to say something.
Go ahead.
You put in an hour and a half. I only have another 24 minutes.
That's fine. All right, so I'll stop talking, but that's okay. My only kryptonite is very introverted people. Like if I can't make someone laugh or smile, it gets awkward. Like, because then I'm like, these people are rough. Oof. So anyway, this is a short show tonight. I forgot you had a time crunch. Please tell us what you do, how you've pretty much walked into how you got into it. Tell us what you do. Tell me all about it. So, and I'm gonna let you.
The impulse is there. So my business, Heart and Soul Wellness, we work on human behavior. So we get into personality. It's not static. Static personality constantly evolves and changes. It sounds like it was something like 16 personalities, something like that you took. I've gone through that 4 times. Like I've had 4 different personality changes just in the last 6 years. And even that is not me, right? So we all have these identities. We all have these primary avatar that we operate in this reality as. And what I do is we have the conscious thought, which is operating like 2% of the time, 3% if you're really aware of who you are. And then 98, 97% of the time, your subconscious is running the show. Your default mode network, your ego, depending on what verbiage you choose, they're all the same thing. So what I do is we deal with the subconscious, right? Because the subconscious is always its primary driver is to maintain homeostasis. So it creates the illusion of safety by being able to hold on to your habits, your structure, your primary identity, which is great for navigating life, right? That's how you show up. It's how you go from A to B. But The thing is, it never allows you to step into your next level. And quite often, it creates a sense of you fall into self-sabotage, procrastination. If someone is not allowing their life to come from a place of who we are as opposed to who we were conditioned to be, apathy, disconnection, addiction, lack of communication, stagnation is inevitable, right? So the majority of my clients come to me because they fall into addiction. They're having some sort of issues within their intimate partnerships, within their family dynamics, within their business realm. We are only ever our limiting factor, right? We are our biggest enemy. Well, our ego, our subconscious, is our biggest block to the fullest potential of our lives. So my methodology is called disentanglement. It's a blend of hypnosis, soft talk, and exposure therapy. And so I use that modality, but I also address the nervous system. So the problem, like I touched on earlier with talk therapy specifically, is that it does not address the nervous system. Now, you know as well as I do, the traditional Western hemisphere is a very hustle grind culture. Stress is predominant. You cannot rewire the brain from what we call a high beta brainwave. It's around 40 hertz. And so your peripheral viewpoint, your prefrontal cortex, and then your entire nervous system deal with the thing directly in front of you because that is perceived as the threat and the number one thing to address. You can't rewire the brain from there because there is no bandwidth. Your nervous system does not have the neuroplasticity available to change who you are. So we address the nervous system within my practice by downregulation and the gut microbiome, because the gut is responsible for serotonin, dopamine, GABA, melatonin, all that. And 95% of your serotonin is in your gut, which is responsible for is a cofactor for a lot of the neural rewiring that occurs. Right. So my business is able to accelerate things a lot faster than traditional modalities because I address the human as a holistic organism because of my background. And then we do the disentanglement. Then we address on a speaking aspect. But first we have to pull you out of that fight or flight mechanism. This is why people go into talk therapy and they're constantly chasing for years and years, because you're addressing it from a surface level and they go back out into the stimulus. They feel great for a few hours or even the end of the day, but the next day the same thing happens.
Serotonin dump.
You feel great, right? You get that little, and a little, okay, cool, and maybe even a day, but then they go back into the same patterns of behavior. And like I said in the beginning, my thing was I want to change everything for good. There are millions of people in the world. I am not in scarcity of needing clients, right? Like everybody could benefit. And I mean, granted, there are certain people I do and don't work with, but everyone could benefit from this. So it's teach them as much as possible. And then it's beautiful because I can go back to my clients now, message them 3 to 4 years later, and they're continuing to grow and helping others, because I've found that a lot of, you know this probably as well, suffering leads to service quite often, right? Because we don't want anyone to ever go through the things that we went through. So they help teach others as well. So it's this beautiful effect to the world, which is honestly, that's my purpose. That excites me to get up every single morning. I don't want anyone to ever go through what I went through. Again, if they have the tools, and we all have the tools, it's just we are taught bullshit, honestly. It's not difficult. It just, like anything, takes consistency and effort to be able to create these new normals. And we all are able to self-diagnose, create objective thought, down-regulate, and change our own lives. It's just a lot of people are forgotten and conditioned to believe otherwise.
Question. How do you access someone's subconscious or teach them to access subconscious when most people couldn't even fathom how to do that? I could, like the mind, like we use 12% of our mind or something like that. And people don't know how powerful your mind is and how great it is, but they wouldn't even know how to tap their subconscious, because I know the subconscious is a very cool place. It could be very scary too.
It's both, right? It can be your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. Well, your subconscious is always running, right? It gets you from out of the bed to pee, to go and brush your teeth every single morning. It controls the posture in which you brush your teeth. It controls the tonality and the verbiages that you utilize in your day-to-day interactions that you have created as a sense of primary identity. So we start to pull apart how they identify in the world, right? And the default verbiages that we utilize start to bring about cues as to how you view yourself and you're operating in the world, your belief systems, your values. And I have certain questionnaires that I have my clients go through. But I pull apart patterns of speech, because patterns of speech and how they self-identify, and the awareness as to the I, right? Who is I? I is mind. If you are witnessing thought, it is not you. If you can witness the thing and it is transient, it cannot be you because you are ever present. A lot of people still don't know that, right?
Mhm.
They think they are their thoughts. You probably hear this all the time. I'm fighting with myself. You cannot fight with yourself. One thought is arguing another thought. You are self-identifying with one thought, saying it's fighting the other thought, but neither of them are you. So we all have multiple identities that we operate in every single day, you know,
Sure.
provider, husband, wife, son, daughter, business owner. And we can take them on and off, but none of them are us. So my goal is to always bring my clients to as much objectivity as possible, and then choosing and shifting how they are going to operate in the world going forward.
Interesting. Okay. And what I really appreciate what you do, as opposed to talk therapy or just therapy in general, you don't give medicine to mask it.
No.
You teach them to heal themselves by using themselves. Which
I mean, I was medicated on benzos for that. That was another addiction that I fell into, and the doctor was just like, "Here's more, here's more, here's more," and I had a very addictive personality personally to mask things, and then I was like, "Nope." It made more problems than worse. And the majority of my clients organically over time say, "Hey, I need to get off meds," and I've been trained in that, and I know blood work and all that. 90% of my clients, by the time they're done in my program, they're off of all medication.
And I thoroughly agree with you, because in the late 90s, early 2000s, I started having anxiety panic attacks for no reason. And that was another reason I went to a therapist, because they were telling me, you know, the average person in the, this is the analogy they use, but the average person has a shot glass. And once that shot glass gets full, they either lose their mind or they take a dirt nap.
So that's
They're
your
like,
nervous system. That's your nervous system's capacity.
you have a 24-ounce beer stein and it's getting full. That's the problem.
Yep.
But they put me on medicine, which I did not like, because it was a mask, and I knew on the inside, the outside I was 4th of July, the inside was Beirut. It was falling apart, and it was Zoloft, and I gained weight, and it was horrible, horrible stuff. I have an addictive personality, very similar to you, I'm sure, and I realized I need this to live. No, I do not. So I stopped taking it, and I did my own psychoanalysis and figured it out. I realized I'm not Superman. The armor had some chinks in it, some cracks and stuff like that, and I needed to fix it, and I did. And you know, I am very anti-pharmaceutical, and I feel that everybody, my friends are from Israel, and I'll let you continue in a minute because you can probably answer this. But my friends are from Israel, and they feel America, they call us the tap. I was like, the tap? He goes, yeah, take another pill. Oh, I got anxiety, take a pill. I got a headache, take a pill. I got a stomach ache, take a pill. You know, in Israel, they don't do that. And I was just like, that's, you know, so that's where I got off of that medicine. And now, have I had anxiety attacks since then? Yeah. One of the side effects from my third bout with COVID was I got anxiety real bad. And the doctor told me about it, and I realized what it was. And once I realized what was going on, I don't have it.
Correct.
I just, you know,
anxiety can just be a nervous system, because that was me. I was diagnosed general anxiety, social anxiety, PTSD,
fight or flight, or
depression. It is. So we have what we call state anxiety, and then we have trait anxiety. State anxiety is totally normal. Like that is your body's like, get out of the way, the car's about to hit you, right? When it becomes trait anxiety, that's when it creates issues, and that's 90% of the population. And people are like, why is anxiety going up? Anxiety is overstimulation. Yes, it's trauma suppression, but it's also overstimulation. What the fuck is the world doing right now?
From this thing right here.
Yes. And then let's add some coffee on top of that, which is also a sympathetic nervous system dysregulant. And you wonder why. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It's only 6 months until the time frame, but caffeine, overstimulation. Let's just push more into pharma, right? Like that is, they literally created a problem and a solution, and then they solved it, right?
Yeah.
So, but we'll be here all day. So I have a good book for you on big pharma.
Well, And I know this is going to be a short show, but we're going to have you back because obviously you have lots to share, and the audience is listening, and they'd love to hear it. And so, last week we had a marriage counselor on. He had some great insight. He's coming back. It just seems, and I hate to say it. No, I don't hate to say it. Let me rephrase that. I love to say it, but going the holistic route is what everybody should be doing.
Yep. Did you hear about, so a lot of doctors these days now are like, I heard, because I have a lot of doctor friends and nurse friends, that like 80% of people who are coming into hospitals now are like, but what's the holistic treatment? And they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know what to do. And I'm like, I've been saying this for 4 years, because if you deal with that, then you no longer have to go and that they don't want that, because then it takes the money out of their pocketbooks.
Correct. And
I don't blame doctors. I blame the people behind it. I believe the majority of doctors are in it to actually help people. They are just taught otherwise. In the
we can argue that another. We can argue that.
Yeah.
I have my doctor, who I'm actually looking for a holistic doctor. The problem is they don't take insurance. And anyway,
I have someone for you, by the way. I'll send you.
Okay. I was diabetic type 2. I am now pre-diabetic. I've got it down. My A1C is 5.7. My blood sugar's in the 90s, whatever. They still have me on meds, and I've broken the pill in half. I take a half instead of the whole pill. And he got mad at me. And I said, why? Why are you mad? My numbers are great. And I've been doing this now for almost a year, and my numbers are still fantastic. And he couldn't answer me. I said, it's because you're a pill pusher and you get a kickback. And now I don't buy as much. And he suddenly changed the subject. So I am trying to get off all meds.
Insulin is a multi-million-dollar thing.
Yes.
And then if you go into like South America, Thailand, all that, the prices are totally reasonable.
Well, and I think, thank God I'm not insulin dependent. I'm the opposite. And it's because I was bit. The problem was in 2018, or it was pre-2018, 6 years prior, I have trigeminal neuralgia, and they put me on this medicine, and I was ginormous. I was the biggest I've ever been. I was 340 pounds at one point. And, I was just, even eating healthy, it didn't matter. My body was fighting this thing that was going on in my head, and the medicine was just horrible. They had me on this stuff called gabapentin, which is.
Oh, I took GABA. Yeah, I was prescribed that as well for my anxiety.
Yeah, no, GABA is good. No. This is gabapentin.
No, gabapentin. I was on gabapentin.
Yeah, because gabapentin is for nerve damage.
Correct. They also use it they also use it for anxiety.
Well, it's a weight gainer and makes me want to fight. I'll never forget the day I came home from the hospital. I was off it for a couple months, and I came back. I was back to normal, and my kids came up to me. One of them said, "Hey, I'm so glad you're off the medicine." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because you were an asshole." I was like, "I'm sorry. Yep. I didn't even realize it. The house could burn down. I'd be like, oh my gosh, is everybody okay? But man, leave a spoon in the sink, and I was wanting to rip somebody's head off. It was really weird. But so what my point was, I appreciate the fact there's people like yourself and Dr. Eddie, who I spoke to last week, and a couple other people who do not think you need to shove medicine down your throat. You need to shove yourself down your throat and figure out what's going on.
And then our body's able to heal when we give it the space to. And when we're chronically
stressed. The body's built to heal.
The what?
The body is built to heal. It's made perfect. It's a perfect machine.
And Western indoctrination has taught us that we need something outside of ourselves, when Eastern philosophy and esoterics has said everything is within the natural world and within ourselves for centuries. So my practice is a blend of Eastern philosophy and medicine through certain types of food combinations. I've dealt with hundreds of diabetics. And our body is able to recalibrate. And any disease, here's a fun fact, any disease is a genetic mutation that has been turned on by oxidative damage to the body. What is oxidative damage to the body? Free radical damage, interchangeable. It's stress. It is either perceptual stress or environmental stress. So Western civilization has literally been created to push us into a state of dysregulation to feed the entire thing. Right? Keeping us dependent upon the system. But again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. So no.
I need a new conspiracy theory because all of mine came true. So, I know you only have a couple minutes. Tell us how we can get a hold of you. What's your best? We're going to put it all in the details down in the bottom when my editor Laura, the amazing Laura, takes care of everything. So make sure you email me all your info too, so I have like a cover letter, whatever you call it,
Cover
a
letter.
press
Forever.
Yeah. So anyway,
we do those still.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
It's okay.
That's why it's called No Brainer, because I have
Facebook,
no brainer.
right? This is fucking foreshadowing. Facebook is a really good way to contact me. I've been posting. I mean, that's actually how I started organically marketing my business.
That's how we found each other.
It's how we found each other. That's how I find the majority of my clients. I also have Instagram, Ariel Zeigler 1, and then my email, ariel@arielzeigler.com. All of my, if people are interested in working with me, it's always an interview process. It's an assessment process. I don't work with everyone. I have one-on-one mentorship, and I typically work with 5 to 6 people at a time. And then I have a group that I facilitate as well. I only take people who are a good fit that I know I'm going to be able to work with. If there is any sort of resistance towards it, or there's a codependency factor, it's not going to work, because I am not about codependency. I'm about creating autonomy and sovereignty within your life. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, though, I mean, please do. I mean, I post content every single day. Yes, it's marketing, but it's also to help serve, because like I said, I believe that everyone should have these things available to them. And there's so much misinformation out there that it is kind of like, it just gives me joy to post it every single day. I had one woman reach out to me like 6 months ago, and she's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, we've only talked a few times. I've been following your content for 2 years, and I came off of a 10-year, Xanax addiction, because I was just watching your content, and I really started to put these things into place. I've had a couple people even say, hey, you helped me get out of suicide. I've had a couple clients work with me literally to prove me wrong before killing themselves. And then within 2 weeks, things start shifting drastically. But
fabulous. Follow
my page. I love, and you just want to have a conversation, I'm happy to have that, right? So
yeah, and you're friends with me on Facebook. Are you on No Brainer also?
No, because I don't know where that is. Is it on podcast, or where is it at?
No. Facebook is. I have a No Brainer Facebook page.
Oh, you have a No Brainer Facebook. I'll go at it right. I'll go at it after these clients.
Yeah, because it'll go on there, but it's on my page. So look, if anybody really wants to get a hold of her and you can't for some reason, just email me, Zak@nobrainershow.com, and I'll hook you all up. I'll take care of it. We're gonna have you back, because I have questions. Well, one of my questions, and this is going to be for the next show, but I want to give somebody a little teaser. How do you think the pandemic screwed us all up?
I think it did both. I think it screwed us up, and it totally shifted the timeline of pretty much the majority of the world. Well, yeah, the majority of the world. And it brought to beautiful awareness exactly where we're at, and it gave it gave those who were sitting in the shadows the ability to finally take ownership of their lives and change their lives.
Right. But then it did way worse to other people. So
it did.
That's great. I think that's going to be a really good topic to touch and dive in. 100%. I think you have like 3 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3 minutes.
Your website again? Or you don't have a website, do you?
I do. No. Ariel at Ariel. Sorry. My email is ariel@arielzeigler.com. My website is arielzeigler.com. It's also on my page. If you want, you can just go to my page, and it's right there. You can click it. So,
Laura, write that down and get it on the thing. Thank you. She'll edit that out.
This is fun.
No, this was fun, and I'm glad we finally got you on the show. And well, I said we're going to have you back. First of all, would you like to come back on the show?
Oh, I'd love to. I'm always down for conversations. This is fun for me. I love having this back and forth. I really love exploring.
And I have a feeling we could have went for a long, long time.
We could probably go for 2-3 hours. I mean, I'll sit on I have a friend who I go to his house, and we'll sit there for 4 to 5 hours with a cup of tea. I'll sit back and forth. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is a short show tonight, but that's all right. We're going to have her back, and maybe this is a little teaser for y'all, but make sure you go to nobrainershow.com. Check us out on all the socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and all the podcast platforms. We are on audio there. So if you don't want to see my face, just go on all and listen to it on audio. We're on everything. We're everywhere.
We're overstimulated. Let's put them all on at the same time.
That's right. Put it all. We're on your mom's fax machine. Okay. So find us there. Check us out. Make sure you comment, subscribe, like, send all your quotes, comments, whatever you want. Send me. Tell me to shut up. I don't care. I love it. I love it. And I love you guys. Thank you all so very much. Thank you for being our guest. And ladies and gentlemen, peace.
Awesome.